Today's video is an awesome collaboration with 40k Dirtbags. We have a great discussion about what we hated, what we loved about 10th edition, and what we're looking forward to seeing in 11th edition. There is a little more adult language than typical, so just wanted to give you a heads up if you have youngsters or kiddos around. All right, let's get right into the video. All right. Listen, everybody, we have a very, very special guest today. I'm super excited to introduce Derick from 40k Dirtbags. Give him a round of applause. Give him a round of applause. Derick, take a bow. Take a bow. So here's the deal. We had Mr. Derick on for a very important very important point, because I think that 10th edition did some of the best things that Warhammer has ever seen. And I also think that it flattened faction identity in a way that's, well, quite frankly, boring and honestly dangerous to the game long term. So, which is it? Did 10th save competitive 40k? Or did 10th sterilize it? What do you think, Derick?
I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head, honestly. Like, it is the simplest game I've ever played in 40k, but also the most hardest, boring game I've ever played in 40k. Like, we were just talking about it on Patreon, where the Space Marines just aren't Space Marines anymore. It's just, I get +1 to wound, so it works on all the vehicles, and that's about it. There's no, like, anything else. It's just, like, run Gilliman and this, and then that's a Space Marine army. So, there's a lot to get into in this video, and I can't wait to go over all that. So, yeah, let's get into that shit.
All right, so there you have it. So tonight, guys, we are breaking down our top 3 favorite things about 10th edition, because there's a lot of really, really amazing and incredible stuff about 10th edition. And we're going to take down our 3 biggest frustrations or hatreds, including elves. Yes, we all know that elves are the worst things in existence, but we might not actually talk about elves specifically in this video, except for right now, where I'm going to tell you I hate elves and what 11th has to get right. So we're going to talk about our 3 most hated, our 3 favorite things about 10th, and we're going to talk about the things that 11th has to get right. So be tuned for a really, really awesome video, because 10th isn't perfect, but it's also not the freaking disaster that social media seems to keep pretending that it is. So, you know what? Let's freaking talk about it. All right.
I mean, everything on Facebook is true, right?
My God, dude, right?
It's fucking worse than Reddit, honestly.
So before we get going, Derick, why don't you go ahead and plug ourselves, your YouTube channel, your whatever's you got, your Patreon. Go ahead and let everyone know where to find you.
Yeah, I mean, 40k Dirtbags, we've been around for a couple years now. We started back in the day with Grey Knights. That was kind of like our main thing. We were the Grey Knight dude. That's how it started.
Heck yeah.
And I kind of wanted to branch off than just Grey Knight, so we kind of switched into just 40k Dirtbags.
Yep.
I have a whole video on like where the Dirtbag name came from. It was like my 16-year-old baseball team. But then we got world's best Grey Knight player on ITC, and that's kind of really what kickstarted the YouTube channel. And then we got into more tactics, stuff like that. 2 years ago, we got best Chaos Space Marine player in the world. Last year, we got best Death Guard player in the world.
Yes.
So every single year, we were just kind of adding a new addition into our arsenal. And then this year, we're kind of taking a step back. I did start orcs, so
Legend.
super awesome that you are an orc player as well. And yeah, this year we're just kind of focused on more growing of the YouTube channel. So I want to kind of branch out, collab with a whole bunch of creators that I relate to a lot. And that's why I was so excited to get on this with you guys. And yeah, 40k Dirtbags, we've been around. I'm sure you guys heard about us. And Patreons, obviously, we do coaching on the side. If you guys want that professional coach in your corner that has played, you know, at the top level, top level, then it's always good to have that guy that you can relate to, have a beer with, and be in your corner to answer any questions. So
I think that's very important, to be able to have a beer with someone. Very critical. Very critical.
100%.
All right, man. I'm going to get us started off here, okay? So, guys, we're talking about the stuff that we absolutely hate about 40k. So I'm going to go with number 1. And then I'm going to pass it to Derick to criticize me and tell me why I'm retarded. And then he's going to go with his number 1 hate. And then I'm going to tell him why he's retarded. And we're all going to have a lovely,
number 1
lovely
or
day.
number 3? Because we picked top 3.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We'll do number 3. My number 3 one. Okay.
Number 3.
All right. So number 3, loss of faction personality. There you have it, guys. Detachments, honestly, to me, they kind of feel like they're templates. They do not feel like identities at all. Basically, in my opinion, every army has an infiltrating detachment. Every army has an uppy, downy detachment. There's a durability detachment. There's a freaking whatever detachment. Your enhancements feel efficient, but they feel boring. They're not flavorful. Like, back in 9th edition, we had the idea of a relics and a warlord trait, so you could have a customizable character, but 10th edition is just feels sterilized. They don't dare to give you the ability to customize your characters and make your things unique to yourself. And I think that's a really big problem. it just feels like everything is just kind of blurred out the same. Like Space Marine armies have these detachments, orcs have the same detachments, just with a slightly orc flavor, etc. But like, here's the deal. I mean, to clean up the edition, which 10th edition is much cleaner than 9th edition, it doesn't mean you have to sterilize it. Detachments should exaggerate your faction's strengths, but they don't really need to, homogenize them, for example. That's not what they need to do. And if every army can do absolutely everything, then what's the point of faction identity? So yeah, I absolutely hate how washed out this edition is. That's my hatred number one.
I mean, if that was your number 3, I cannot wait for your number 1.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna piss some people off actually.
Oh god. I mean, again, it's like you do need a differentiate because, like, why do we play orcs? It's because we want to go up there and smack something in the face. But if I have to run like a certain thing with like speed freaks, I can't run other stuff to benefit from that. It has to be this set thing, and that's
Ugh,
it. Uh, so yeah, that kind of makes sense. But it's like you do need to separate everything. It's hard. Like, how do you, answering from Games Workshop point of view, how do you actually make it separate compared to what it is right now? Because like I still think like orcs still have the orky thing, and I guess the best orc thing is that button where you have to press
yeah,
and it's
this one's
random
actually
1,
sick. I
2,
love
3,
that.
4, 5, 6. Like that's orc thing, right? That's fucking
Kareen,
hilarious. But then we should also get
Kareen.
something on the back end too. Kareen, yeah, yeah.
Don't
So
you
like
overlook my Kareen. I see you trying to overlook the greatest strat in existence.
it's funny because like that happened to me at a GT,
Yeah.
and it fucked me up so bad. I had everything going into that truck. Like I had Mortarion into the truck, I had Death Shroud into the truck. I was going to kill the truck, pile in, kill everybody inside.
He rolled a 6,
He
you
rolls a
lose.
6, runs 12 inches away from Mortarion, get out on objective, steal my sticky objective from my poxwalkers. I was like, this is a thing in the game. He's like, yep. I was like, this is now my new most favorite thing I've ever seen in this game. So
Absolutely.
that was hilarious.
Okay, so what's your number
But
3,
yeah,
man? Hit me.
my number 3, I think, is and this is the worst because I was a Grey Knight player originally, but I stole this from another dude on our Patreon. But removal of the psychic phase.
Dude, good one.
Um,
Good one. I actually hate
like
that. Good call.
they got rid of an entire phase that a lot, like some armies, I mean specifically T-Sons and Grey Knights, but they were really focused on that. And to lose, like you said before, the identity of an army, what are Grey Knights if not Psychers? What are T-Sons if not Psychers? So trying to add it into a boring phase like the shooting phase, well, now they just feel like a Marine army and they don't really have that identity anymore. Another thing to combat with that is getting rid of Grey Knight hammers. Their slogan is "We are the hammer," and now they have no hammers. So
Well, their
what
slogan is the Terminus decrees,
what
which
the
is
hell is that?
stupid. That's what it is.
Messing up Grey Knights that bad,
Yeah,
I think definitely killed it for 10th edition for me.
that's fair.
So yeah.
I get that. I like that. I can understand that. And honestly, I think that goes relatively hand in hand with the complaint that I kind of had, where it's kind of about just like, but we took away the fun stuff. Like, and to be clear, the game is better in 10th edition than 9th edition. Like, I do fully believe that, like, hands down. But we took away some stuff that we should have taken away. Okay, let's get into number 2. My number 2. Inconsistent design philosophies. This is a big one for me. I actually think it's a really, really annoying. Timing and keyword consistency really matter. And 10th edition just it's not particularly consistent in this. Neither was 9th, by the way. But I hated this about 9th too, and I still hate this about 10th edition. So let me give you an example. So you have advance and charge time, like advanced and charge strats, they have timing inconsistencies. So in one detachment, you might have to declare you're going to use a strat for your advance and charge before you roll the advance roll. While in another detachment, you get to do that in the charge phase. It's like, why does one detachment just need to arbitrarily be shittier than the other one? Like, it should be the same ability. That irks me. I think it's really dumb. It bothers me a lot, and I'm always going to be bothered by it. Like, some detachments are keyword locked, others are not, right? Like, here you go. Orc speed freaks, for example. I'm just gonna cry about orcs right now. That's fine. You guys don't normally see me cry online, but I'm gonna cry a little bit because that's the point of this segment of the video. Speed freaks.
Bitch about it.
Yeah, bro. We only get to advance and shoot with the shittiest units in the army. But like,
Exactly.
if you look at, oh, I don't know, Firestorm. I know people don't like Firestorm, but at least you get to advance and shoot with everything. So GW is just like, hey, in this particular army, in this particular detachment, we're just gonna intentionally make it way worse, like way worse. Not even kind of worse, just like way worse. So that bothers me.
That's huge, dude. Like, with how many detachments there are in this game, why not just make them all open? Like, I know keywords are good, but like, why can't I advance with something that's not speed freak to make it more enjoyable for myself? You know, like I mean, also that goes into like really busted shit.
Yeah,
Like, how
I
do you make
recognize
it
that.
balanced?
I
How do you
want
make
to.
it balanced but also fun at the same time?
Well, I think what you do is you either lock it to keywords or you don't.
For every faction.
Yeah, yeah. Like, hey, it's
Yeah.
like things that give access to advance and shoot. Is it going to be faction wide or is it not going to be faction wide? Make your decision. Don't make Space Marines able to do it with everything, and then Chaos Space Marines get to do it with a Venom Crawler. Like, it's just like, which is what it kind of seems like something. So I hate that. That really bothers me.
Yeah, it just comes down to that keyword
Yeah.
thing that they added in 10th edition.
So what about you? What's your number two?
Number two would be lack of even competitive terrain maps. So
Oh.
back in ninth, there wasn't really. I can't remember too far, but like there wasn't really a set terrain thing. It's like when you play an RTT or GT, like they could set it up the way they want, and that's it. Our story, try to make it as even as possible for our you and your opponent. Like it's good for melee, it's good for shooting, it's good for both. But then when you're playing Games Workshop, it's only really two. It's like 1 and 6, and those are like the two main ones, and that's it. So for the past 2.5 years, all we've been playing on was 1 and 6. When you add the other 8 terrain maps that they have, they all suck. Like they're all so busted on one specific army. Layout 7 has all melee. It's like the terrain is literally against the edges of the board. You have no fire lanes whatsoever. So if you have a melee army, they're just going to get to you and destroy you. And then if you have a shooting army, you're like, all right, well, I hope I don't get a melee army this game. So like when you go into GT and there's not like 6 good even maps, it's not fun. You're playing the same map every single time for an entire edition.
All right. So I'm pushed back here now. In the spirit of what you said, I think I fully agree. I just don't agree with the number of what you said. Like you're like, oh, we have 2 good competitive maps and 6 of them suck. I think we've got 6 really good ones and 2 of them suck. But like spiritually, I agree with you. Like I do. But like I think GW8 is great. I think the way they fixed GW7 has been fantastic. The way it previously was, I would agree with your take on it. But the way it is now, I don't think I agree more. GW4 on Crucible Battle is pure poison, right? So it's like I do agree with you that like what the sentiment of what you said, I'm on board with, but I'm gonna just
What's the
disagree
one
with you.
at Worlds where everybody was bitching about?
Dude, that one was hilarious because like I thought they were all stupid for bitching about that. It was sweeping
It was
engagement
Dawn of
on
War.
GW5 on GW3. It was GW3 sweeping engagement with supply drop.
Yeah, yeah, and I was playing Dark Eldar with
Yep.
all their fucking lances everywhere
Mm-hmm.
against my Death Guard, which couldn't hide for shit.
Dude,
That was just not competitive at all.
so that one, yeah, I understand why people were crying about that one, but it actually took me a second because what I did is I went to my hotel room and I was like trying to figure out the deployment, and what I realized on that map was, bro, that map's incredibly closed off. It's terrible for shooting armies after deployment. It's great on deployment, but after deployment, it's terrible because you can't shoot across the battlefield at all. Once you choose your lane, that's where you are. And so like I got kind of lucky because I was at a Star Shatter list, but I was running my no shooting Dark Angels list.
Well, that's why.
Yeah.
That's why you like it.
No. I was running 0 shooting Dark Angels. I played against a triple DDA Star Shatter list.
You went against.
Yeah. No, dude. But I went first, and I just realized, oh, as long as I just split him up, he can only shoot me on one lane with 1 DDA, which means he's boned, and he was. So I actually well, I do think that map is kind of dumb. I also kind of like the idea of it, where it's like, yeah, on deployment it's wide open, but after you just choose your lane, the shooting army gets super boned, but they're super happy for tiny slivers. I don't know. Anyway, I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying.
I guess just playing the same terrain map for 3 years straight kind of had me a little bored.
Yeah, I totally get that. I totally do understand with that. Okay, thing I hate the most, and this is the one that I'm probably gonna get a little flack for, because this is something that I blame myself for, and I kind of blame you for, and I definitely blame Art of War for, like 100% blame them for. And I love those guys, but a huge criticism of them, and for every other content creator out there, I think this is all our collective fault. The stupid freaking social media brain rot influenced negativity. I despise it.
Define it.
I'm going to define it in a lot of words for you right now. Um, So the meta is currently, in my opinion, being shaped by like people's thumbnails. What's happening is people are realizing that this is busted really outperforms, hey, this is how to counter the perceived strong unit in the game. and, and people are just getting crazy repetitions. Cynicism just spreads so much faster than nuance. And this really is discouraging people's experimentation in the game. So people are currently in the mindset that only the meta list is good. And if one unit in the game is slightly better than other units, it's immediately busted and OP. And this has been such a problem through social medias that I've seen. And it really just frustrates me and pisses me off. It's like, I was playing one game and I got one tapped by X unit. That means it's completely busted and I'm a world champion, so you better believe it's true. And it's like, that is so ridiculous how much it influences people's opinions online. And since this is really the first edition where like competitive 40k and social media has been a thing, this hasn't really been that much of a problem in the past. So I just see people repeat nonsensical slogans from otherwise respectful and intelligent people because negativity just breeds clicks better than anything else. And I despise like incoherent negativity. So that's frustrated me a ton.
I agree, but that's never going away. That would literally be here until 40k dies. Like every single person is going to complain about something. It's really who you're going to follow and listen to,
Dude.
which is going to get you better at the game. I don't go into like meta lists. Like if you follow my channel for a while, I've played Grey Knights,
Sure.
which are not meta ever. I played Chaos Cult, which was literally D tier ranked by Art of War, and I fucking took it to championship.
Good for you.
And then I played Death Guard, which obviously I started Death Guard before Death Guard was cool, and then after Death Guard left, I played the Demon's Attachment in Death Guard and took it to Worlds.
That's awesome.
So it's like
I love that.
you gotta go against the grain to really separate yourself from all the fucking negativity online.
Yeah, man.
But that is literally going to be around forever. Like meta lists are never going to change because there's always there's the top 1% of 40k players, right? They're the ones that are going to like run the meta list and buy all the new models and all that shit.
Sure.
And then there's going to be like the next 25 players, which are like always like 4-1, 5-1, whatever it may be. Like they understand the game. And then there's like the bottom 50%, which are just going online, looking for the top list, looking at their shelf, buying whatever they need, and then going to play it, but not really understanding why it's working or why it's the meta list.
Totally.
Those 50% of the people are what the top 1% are having, those click on things. So it's annoying.
I want more of a solution-oriented population.
Never gonna change.
It will, because we can make it change, brother. We can do it. Because we can.
We can do it.
We can.
Yes.
Because you take something that seems OP and you realize that Warhammer 40,000 is just the world's greatest exercise in critical thought. This game teaches you problem-solving skills like nothing else in
100%,
life.
100%.
And that's why we love this game, because there's always a new problem to solve, and you can freaking solve it. You can.
It's different every
can
game
be
too.
solved. Thank you. God bless. That's the way it works, man. And so that's really what I want to bring forth into the world is, hey, bro, there's big problems in the game, but you can freaking solve them, and you don't have to cry online like a 12-year-old girl to do it. All right.
Yep.
I'm going to catch flack for
that's,
that.
You looking at every detachment too. Like Freebooters came out. I didn't read anything online. I literally did like a live reaction when it was going out. I was like, this is busted. And then everybody's commenting like, no, this sucks, yada yada. I was like, dude, look at these fucking strats. Like, this is insane. Why is nobody like running this? So that I just look at everything differently than like what
Good for you.
Reddit and Facebook, talk about. So yeah,
good
crazy.
for you, man. So yeah, that's my number one hatred. What's yours?
What is my worst? So funny one. This doesn't really count, but the Agents Codex. The coolest idea they've had in a very long time, but the shittiest delivery I've ever seen
so bad.
of a codex ever. The most expensive army that you could probably buy.
Yeah.
Because to be competitive, you have to run like 3 of each unit. And then like some of the coolest ideas of like the assassins and having their own detachment, but making them like crazy more points, but not more wounds or defensive profile or anything like you could have an assassin that could literally almost take on a Primarch, but it still has 4 wounds, 4 up, and won't save. What? So like that is just I just had to say that real quick. But agents is definitely the worst fucking thing that they add to the 10th edition. But the thing I really want to talk about was going second should be addressed, and challenger cards was not the answer. Going
Interesting.
second in competitive 10th edition, it's such a huge. It doesn't. You understand it. Like if you go second, you have a very very bad start to the game because you know by turn 5 you have to have been in such a good points ahead of your opponent that your opponent can just get 25 to 30 points on turn 5 and then you lose the game. So trying to this is going to be going into like what can happen in 11th edition, but like I think 10th edition one of the worst things I hate is like going second on certain missions in like a high competitive format. Even like Purge the Foe. Purge the Foe is one of my kryptonite things because I run Horde a lot. So Purge the Foe going second is so hard, so on the back foot for 50% of the people. So I think going second in 10th edition should be addressed.
Dude, I'd like to have you on for another show, and we can talk about this one in particular deeper because I definitely agree with you, like the balance between going first, going second. But for me personally,
Huge.
my win rate is so much higher when I go first on every mission. It's not even funny. I'm talking supply drop, scorched earth. But I
Oh, like
think,
Terraform, be like, all right, if I go first, I
oh well,
win.
yeah,
It's
definitely terraform, right? So, but I think that's a really really good point. Is the idea of the balance between going first and second. I'd like to see how they could change that as well. AOS has some interesting concepts on that because like the amount of drops that you have can influence it. I think that's some creative ideas. I wonder if they're going to do anything with the 10th edition or with 11th edition for that. So I think that's actually a really good point. All right, Derek, we're going to
so
do
yeah.
something.
I mean,
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Please go ahead. Apologies.
it's like we have so. I mean, talk about the influences as well. Like I know Art of War has like they're in with Games Workshop and stuff, and they get everything months ahead of time than everybody
Ridiculous.
else. So like it's crazy how like they're always number one.
Yeah.
But
Well, they are amazing
besides
players.
that,
Like,
oh yeah, they're
yeah,
literally the best in
and
the
they're
world. But
incredible people.
yeah, exactly. But with why don't they ask more people who play the game every single day? Like, why not get their insights on what is busted, what's not busted? I've talked to people that are testers, and every time they suggest something, it never gets taken into account. So, like,
Hmm.
how long do we have to go till they actually change something that could be really beneficial to competitive play and make it more even?
Yeah, I'm not sure, man. I think those are good things to really talk about. Okay, so we're gonna do something. We're gonna wash our hands of negativity. I'm done with my. Oh, geez, I unplugged my headphones. I'm done with my my crying and my moaning. Kind of like I always yell at all my clients for crying and moaning at, and I always yell at you guys for crying and moaning at. You saw it. You saw me do it. We're done. Let's get on to the super exciting, super amped things that we love about 10th edition. I started last one. Do you want to kick us off on this one?
Yeah, so it ties into my number two with the lack of terrain,
Yeah.
but I think one of the best things they did was make it standard, so that way
Mm,
every single GT you go into is like this is what you're going to be playing on. There's
yeah.
no if, ands, or buts. It's like this is the most even, balanced way you can play this game. Um, I hated fucking player place terrain because that was like a game in a game already. But when you walk up to a tournament knowing this is what the layout's going to be, you can prep ahead of time. You can make a list dependent on it, and you know it's going to be even. Like everybody across the entire
Yeah.
floor is going to be playing the same exact terrain as you. So there's no, hey, this person was on 4 that game. I was on 1. It's not fair. No, they literally got rid of that. Everybody plays the same thing. Here you go. So that I think that was one of the best things they did in 7th edition.
Absolutely love it. Totally agree. Like, no disagreement from me here. I think that's beautiful. I'm actually and also just the layouts themselves are just way better too, which might come up in a future thing here. So for me, I'm gonna go with universal keywords. I'm so freaking pumped about it. I think universal keywords was such a huge and fantastic addition to the game. Sustained hits just means you get a bonus hit when you roll a 6. Devastating wounds, even though it was a little shitty in the beginning, it was fixed. You cause your damage as mortal wounds when you roll a critical wound roll. These are things that are such a huge just like ease of play because not every single faction has the same rule that's under a different name that functions 1% differently like it used to be. That was so confusing. It would be such a slog to actually get your rules right. 10th edition is so much easier learning rules and just going through simply because of these universal keywords. And there is some like to be desired still here. There's still room for them to improve on this. Like it can get better. But man, it was such a quality of life improvement going from ninth edition to 10th edition with these universal keywords.
Piggyback off that because that's kind of like my number two is simplicity. Simplicity of the rules, the cross faction, the strats, like you said, like coming back into the game in 9th edition, you have your codex, which is like 3 or 4 pages of strats, and you have to go based off of like what keyword or whatever can use this specific strat, and you have to go through all the strats every time you make a list and see which ones you can and cannot do. So every time you're playing with a codex. Like you have a codex next to you to see what strats you can and cannot do. So the simplicity of them just saying, hey, here's your 6 strats you can use per list makes it so much easier. Like for new players coming in, it's this one page which is just 6 strats you can use, and that's it. Yes, all the core strats are cool, but like the keywords, like you said, was definitely great. Lethals and sustains, blast, like everything is the same across every faction. I think they obviously can make it a little bit easier and better by like if they have fight first, the fight first is wording the same exact way across every faction. There's not like if they do this or if they do this. It's like, hey, no, I have fight first, or I have horde move, or I have this. So like if they make it even easier
Yeah.
going to 11th edition, I think it's just going to be 11th edition going to now take over 10th edition with how simplistic this edition is.
Yeah, like
I agree.
like we can just call it a blood surge. It doesn't need to be a righteous zeal move and a whatever. Like it could just be a blood surge.
Yep,
That's
horde
fine.
move.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Cool. So we are aligned with that one. Okay, man. So number 2, what you got?
So that was number 2.
Was simplicity. Okay.
But like OG Grotmus was really cool.
Oh
Like
god, that was so sick.
everybody
Wasn't
just
that?
getting a fucking new data sheet like all within the
that
month.
was so awesome.
That was one of the coolest
OG
things they did
Grotmus.
in Games Workshop history.
That was
Just
baller.
release this.
I
That
loved
was
it.
that was amazing.
It also was like made my channel blow up by like 1,000 subscribers in a month.
Did you do one every single day?
I did.
Yeah.
Dude, I did one in
Yeah,
the
that was
hospital the
smart.
day my daughter was born.
Oh my god.
My
That's a
wife's
great
looking
wife
at
right
me.
there.
She's like, I hate you right now. I was like, I love you.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
epic.
that was really funny. Okay, so for me, number 2, digital updates. My God, people. If you were around in the days of 7th edition, if you were around in the days of 3rd edition where you would go 3 years before there was an update, digital updates is such a godsend. And honestly, it's so critically important for the developing competitive game that is 40k. Because I don't know about you guys, but for me, I am like 100% convinced that this is the first edition in history that Games Workshop has not been actively hostile towards competitive play. Like they're not even the most supportive about competitive play now, but they are actually not being actively hostile against it. And I think that leaves so much room for us to grow in the future. So these digital updates have been required for competitive play to see the next level, and it has. And my goodness, is it amazing. Data
That's
slates.
a good one.
Thank you. Data slates, MFM, new detachments popping up with like the Grotmus, like you said. The app. People want to cry about the app, but dude, the app is infinitely better from what it was last edition. Quarterly changes stop stagnation. It means there's no boredom. Going back to what we were talking about earlier, there's always a problem to solve. We get to grow our critical thinking skills. This is beautiful. Stability is comfortable, but iteration is very healthy.
Yeah. I think they definitely can improve though on the app.
Sure.
Just because when they release, like for me, I don't do the other stuff where like you build a list on what's called new recruit and all that stuff. I like the app, and that's really all I use. Like I pay for it. I want it to be updated instantly, right?
Sure.
So when they release all these new data sheets and all these new rules, it takes a week or 2 to update it in the app that everybody pays for.
Yeah.
So like I still haven't made a freebooter list. Like I'm waiting for it to update so I can actually make a list. And I read Corsair's list and Horon and all that stuff. Like they have all the information. Just update the app.
Yeah.
Do it.
That's fair. That's fair. And like I said, when I'm giving these praises, I'm not saying that means it's complete and it's completely done. I'm just saying these are incredible improvements that we have this edition, right?
Huge. Better last year, yes. I 100% agree.
All right, man. So what's your number 1?
So I think the overall health, participation of the game, and gotchas and sportsmanship are
so much better.
huge. Like we kind of frown upon and almost like kick people out of our community, of our village that like to do gotchas, that are terrible sportsmanships. Like
Yep.
the overall health, I think, of 40k is very, very good compared to back in the day. Like if you ask anybody, third, fourth, fifth, sixth edition, like seventh edition, like that was gotcha central. Like that was one of the worst times to play a competitive game ever.
Yeah.
And now when you get into this, where we kind of actually help out with this, having YouTube and even Tactical Tortoise that calls out gotchas or
Mm-hmm.
calls out cheating, like I think that overall helps the community
Agreed.
and gets newer players involved and enjoy the game a lot better because we tell our opponent ahead of time, hey, I got react to move on this unit. Hey, I have a fight first on this unit.
Totally.
Hey, I have rapid ingress on. Like you're reminding your player to get the best game that you can out of them. When somebody like does, oh, I'm gonna fight on death for free. Well, great. It would have been great to know that before I charge you with my fucking amazing unit. So like I think overall health of getting rid of the gotchas and the sportsmanship in the competitive seating is getting a lot better
Sure.
than what it was back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more with you. That's freaking top what you just said. Totally true. It's way better than what mine is. Way to show me up, God. Freaking gotcha me here. So my last one is honestly, and this kind of ties into what we did in your first one. I'm actually love the train and I love the missions this edition, especially the missions because like the board really matters. The mission you're playing actually matters this edition. In previous editions, it kind of didn't matter what mission you were. You're basically doing the exact same thing every single game. But now with the addition of Terraform, now with the addition of Linchpin, now with the addition of Supply Drop, these missions, they force you to play the game differently. If you don't alter your play patterns per the mission, you're gonna be screwed, which I think is awesome. It
Yeah.
allows for so much new intricacies in play because, hey, you know what? Yes, this new army, it is undercosted. Yes, some of its rules do need to be FAQ'd, and there shouldn't be a way I can beat it. But I'm playing them on this mission, and because I'm playing the mission, because I'm playing for primary denial, and I'm playing for primary scoring, and not worry about killing my opponent, boom, suddenly I'm putting up W's when the world says that I shouldn't be able to do it because I'm playing for these actual missions. I think mission play is such a critical improvement in 10th edition, and I hope that we get to see that carry forth to its 11th. I'm so excited about how much better it is this edition, and I hope that carries forth.
That's cool. I mean, I was again back in the day. I was playing Grey Knights where we don't kill anything. We just kind of like run around and do whatever. So you can kind of play the mission and still win the game by not having anything on the table. Back in the day, if the whole goal was just to table your opponent, like
Yeah,
you go in and just kill as much as possible, and then that's it. This you kind of want to like sacrifice units and trade and points trade and do all that stuff. So it's a completely different game in a game, which just makes it that much more fun. Like you can go into Necron Satan list and you're probably going to get tabled. But if you out OC them and play the different type of game within the game, you're going to win because you got more points. Like the game is based off points, not who can kill the most shit, which is cool.
pop quiz for you, Derick. What is the easiest way to defeat a Satan in Warhammer 40,000?
Have 3 OC2 models on the point.
Yeah, I was gonna say put 8 points worth of Gretchen on the same objective.
Put 2 Gretchen on an objective in time,
And the
and then
Nightbringer
you're good.
doesn't matter. Who cares?
Yeah, it's like how many sweep attacks do you have? Not 20. Okay, cool. Here's 20 Gretchen. Good luck.
Dude, my favorite strategy in Fort, and I'm just because you said that you're playing orcs now, and I'm really excited to welcome you to Team Green. Like my favorite thing to do with orcs is have their 400-point unit of Blade Champion with the Wardens on the objective, and I'm gonna put my 40-point unit of Gretchen on the same objective and just like piss on their shoes and enjoy watching them waste their turn killing my Gretchen. It's my favorite
Yep.
thing to do.
Zod is literally my favorite character in the game.
Is he really?
Him and him and his 20 boys or 20 Gretchen are just fucking hilarious every single game. There's not a list that I can't make without him in it. He's so badass.
It was Mozrog for me, but pour one out for our homies with the codex release. God,
Yeah,
alas.
yeah, he's cool. I just put him together actually. I got the one.
Oh, you never played him in Index, dude.
yes.
In Index, he wasn't a monster, and he was T10.
Really?
Oh, I'm sorry. In
Damn.
Index, he was a monster, and he was T10. And in Index, you
He
could use Artisan Nails on
didn't he
monsters.
have like a 4 feel no pain most of the time?
And he had a 4-up, feel no pain. So this dude would
Yeah,
be sitting there with T10, -1 to be wounded, 4-up invulnerable save, 4-up feel no pain, and you could run a pain boss right next to him who could heal him D3 wounds every single turn. He tanked
that's awesome.
multiple guard shooting phases for me. I miss him so much. He's no longer that legend. And he used to get crits on
Yeah.
5s when he charged. So, or I'm sorry, critical wound rolls of 5s. So his big choppa would proc devastating wounds on 5s. And it was just amazing. It was amazing. But alas, there we go for our member berries.
I'm joining orcs after every data sheet or every um, list that they had come out was
Yeah.
busted.
Yeah.
I'm joining at the very, very end of it. Like I didn't get to play all the busted shit. I'm literally joining. Like, all right, let's just run Green Tide because it has the most models,
you
and
do
that's what I do.
you still get Gaz and Big Mech with Follow
20
Me
boys.
Lads and 20 Boys. That's not things that we had access to previously. That was pretty freaking insane.
Still haven't played Warhorde. Warhorde is the like number one, but I still haven't played. I like to start at the bottom and work my way up. So we started with Green Tide.
Okay, well, let me know when you get there because when you tell me how healthy your erection was, I'm curious. I would just want to know. Like,
Like, wait, how did I get 34 inches across the table?
wait, what?
Yeah, what?
How did I deal 66 damage into 2 different Imperial Knights? Oh, okay, all right.
So what if we try that with the new detachment? So he just gets wah every single turn.
Yeah, I need that just a quick aside, I really need that objective marker to be chosen in the command phase, not the beginning of the battle round. If they make that change, the new detachment is sick.
Because
Just
like
make
you
that
can
one
still
change.
pick it and like know you're gonna get to it anyway. Like
Yeah.
let's say Gaz charges in and like one boy or even Makari just stands on like toes that objective.
And that's the way
Now
I
your
would do
whole
it.
unit has to stand in lethal
That's
on
definitely the way
fives.
I would do it. And you just auto advance
Yeah.
6 instead of worrying about rerolling 6.
Holy shit.
So I
Holy
mean,
shit.
I'm with you. That detachment has play. I hear people crying
Yeah.
about it. I still think it's quite as good as Warhorde, but it doesn't have to be quite as good as Warhorde to be good, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, so let's finish this thing off. So guys, we're going to an enlightening round here where we're going to talk about our wishes and our hopes and our dreams for 11th edition. This is not structured, so we're just gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna put my big red hot fiery balls on the table first, and I am gonna say I am praying for the Soulbound to appear on the tabletop. If you guys don't know who the Soulbound is, you need to go read the Beckwin series because Constantine Valdor, the King in Yellow, is this. He's the basically Primarch of the Adeptus Custodes. He has been collecting an army of Thunder Warriors and Blanks and warp-possessed winged Blood Angels in a pocket dimension, and his sole mission is to get the true name of the Emperor so he can kill the Emperor because he wants to free him so that he can reincarnate. And this is an entire faction that is just begging to be put on the table. And there are hints that I have been seeing about the Beckwin series being restarted, and people are talking in the shadows about a new faction that's being released in 11th edition. My hopes and my prayers are that this shows up because that's it.
Is that the Soulbound Black Library book?
No, it's called the Beckwin series. It's a series of Inquisitor books where they're invaded. But that would be the name of the army. So that's what I'm really hoping for because I'm almost positive that we are seeing a new faction just from a few conversations I've had with some staff members. I'm not under NDA. I don't have an NDA. Give me an NDA and then I won't break it. But I'm not under one, so I can talk about whatever I want.
Well, that came out of fucking left field. That's didn't even know about that, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, new Primarchs would be cool. Also in 11th edition.
Give me a demon Primarch Corvus Corax, you fucking cowards.
Bring back shit that sells, and Primarchs sell every single time. Like no matter what, just bring them all back.
Yeah, totally fair.
Have a huge Primarch arena going.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it, but I definitely think like obviously all my Grey Knight followers, but we should bring back Psychic Phase and bring back hammers for Grey Knights because not having hammers was kind of bullshit, and we can't kill anything in 10th edition like at all.
You need demon.
So like we need anything. Yeah, we have a demon hammer for a reason. Like we should be able to have fucking demon. I want 10 interceptors with 10 demon hammers running across the table over Rhino. That's what I want.
I need to do something real quick because that's the third time you said this, my friend. I don't know if you've played Grey Knights this edition, but there's this guy named Castellan Crow, and he leads this unit called Purifiers in this edition, in this detachment where you get full rerolls to hit and full rerolls to wound, and that thing kills some shit, bro. I don't know if you've played against it, but that thing kills some stuff.
Toughness. I mean, kills infantry, yes, 100%.
Kills
But
the hell out of
toughness
some stuff.
11 or higher, we cannot touch. All of our guns are strength 10 or lower.
Just
So
saying.
let's not make this about a Grey Knight.
Just had to throw it out
pissing
there, man.
contest.
Just had to
Pissing
throw it out there.
contest.
I do.
Yes, we
understand what
need
you're saying,
hammers
Kid.
and we need psychic phase for Grey Knights, and I will play Grey Knights.
I do want your
11th
psychic
edition.
phase back. I desperately want your psychic phase back. And actually, I think there's
T-Sons will love that too.
I think there's a real possibility that actually happens. Just from some conversations that I've had with some
Hopefully.
people. Now, for some things that I am almost positive we're going to be seeing, I do think what we're going to be seeing is the introduction of faction stratagems. So similar to this edition where we have detachments where you get like 6 stratagems for each detachment, 11th edition is going to introduce like 4 faction stratagems. So for example, Marines, a faction stratagem will be AOC. So not every single freaking detachment has to take up one of their 6 slots for AOC. So you're going to have like 4 things that are just for the faction, and then your detachment will be your set number. And I'm almost positive that's correct. Once again, guys, treat me like Valrock. This is all bullshit. This is all fake until it's real. But I'm pretty sure that one's freaking real. Yeah.
That'd be cool. What do you think like some of the factions would get like specifically? Because you have Space Marines. What about like Chaos, Dark Pact, Lethal Sustain?
I don't know. I am not privy to any of that information. Yeah. I'm not privy to any of that stuff.
What about leading to like simplified wording?
Yeah.
Like what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah,
where
man, I
if they
definitely
just
hope we see
made it
that.
standard across the every single.
Yeah, I want
fact, like armor
stratagems.
strength
I really want
is armor.
stratagems to read the same, right? Like they should read the same.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
that's how it should be. Stratagems should read the same. I also want them really just to do away with codexes. Like, please, GW, if you want to make more money, just sell digital codes that people can buy and put on the freaking app. People don't even buy codexes anymore. They just use Wahapedia. Like,
Buy it just for the code, and then it sits on our shelf. Like, I have so many codexes that fucking I don't even read. But I have it for the specific code, and that's it.
Instead of making me give you $60 for the book that most people aren't going to pay for anyway, and they're just going to use Wahapedia anyway, let us give you $30 for you having 0 product cost, and they actually will give it to you so they can use it on your app, which is much better. For the love of God, just make more money. Like, just do it that way.
Like shit like that. It's like,
it is.
Write a letter.
Dude, I do, because I actually like GW. Like, I am a very pro GW guy. I think they do generally a really, really good job. I want them to be more successful. They make the game that I love. They make a game that I literally feed my daughter with content from. Do you know what I mean? I love Games Workshop. I want the best for them. What's best for them is what's best for the people who play the game. Give freaking digital codes.
Just make it easier. Like we are in that age of technology nowadays that it can't be that hard.
Can't be that hard.
Can't be that hard to fucking hire one person and figure that out.
It can't be. Yeah, exactly. All right, man. One more for you.
I mean, I got a couple, but like vehicles and walls, monsters and walls, like bullshit and walls. I hate walls. Trying to run shit that can't go through a wall. Like if you have a tank in 40k, it should be able to fucking go through a wall. Like every single time. Bring back like if it wants to go through a wall, if we roll a 1, it's OC0, like what they did with the knights. Like that would be cool. Or, like anything can go through a wall.
I could see a generic stratagem for like vehicles of a certain size, like a 2 CP go through the wall stratagem, like a generic stratagem for that. Make it a 2 CP, or I could see something like that. I could definitely see something like that happening.
Or the 1-inch rule. Like how do you? How's that a thing? Still having the 1-inch rule.
It's a little annoying.
How do you balance? Like, how do you even balance it? It's hard to balance,
It's
but like blocking out an entire melee army because I've 5 or 6 Gretchen 1 inch away from the wall here.
Do you remember
and you
though
can't
when
get
they
in
tried to fix it and it lasted like a half week?
Yeah, because people like us break it, and
and
we
that's the
share
problem,
it, and
right?
everybody breaks it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you guys aren't knowing what Derek's talking about, there's this moment where GW tried to fix it, and it basically allowed people to take a 9-inch charge and turn it into like a 3-inch charge or something like that to enable to get like free engagement. If you know all the details, please feel free. I don't remember all the details, but
basically 2 inches if you're in a ruin. So if your opponent's in a ruin, you have 2 inches on the outside of the ruin, essentially. So you can come in from reserves instead of making a 9-inch charge, you have an 8-inch charge
Yeah.
charging into a ruin. So making an 8 on a rerollable is a lot easier than making a 9 on a rerollable.
Right.
So like there's a lot of ways you can just kind of like run up and charge in. So like I would deep strike Mortarion, I would deep strike Death Shroud, or deep strike my turn 1, drop pod for Chaos, drop claw, and basically I would have like 8-inch charges on turn 1 with fucking half my army into a ruin.
Yeah.
It was dumb.
There's ways to break it. Derick, this was awesome, man. I appreciate it. I actually want to have you back because I want to talk to some about some of these things in more detail. And it's fun to like have a little bit of moment where we just bitch, but I really like the exciting things where we kind of like just dig into how do we make this thing awesome. I think what might be really cool is, and chat, let us know. But maybe we get together and we take some like the least represented detachments in the game, and how do we make this stuff awesome? I'd like something like that that'd be a cool series. That'd be fun.
Yeah, there's so many detachments that just aren't playable right now that like if you just tweak maybe 1 or 2 things, then anybody can play it.
Yeah.
That's what, like if you make all the detachments more even, or get rid of like the keywords like speed freaks where you have to run the specific thing instead of running just anything, you can make any army good because they have good detachments, just shitty units in those detachments.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right. Well, this was awesome, man. I thanks so much for coming on one more time. Guys, Derick from 40k Dirtbags. Check out his YouTube. Check out his Patreon. Check it all out. I'm going to get the links posted in the description down below. This guy's a legend, and we love the work that he's doing. So thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Everybody, crump on.